The National Health Insurance Scheme is a publicly funded healthcare system established by the government of Ghana in the year 2003, mainly to provide, equitable access and financial coverage for basic healthcare services to Ghanaian citizens. Well, more than 25 years after the establishment of this particular service, a section of the Ghanaian community believe that the scheme is not running as effective as it used to some 25 years ago. Today, we are here on the streets of Techiman, gauging the situation. We are speaking with some subscribers here in Techiman and other parts of the Bono East region to have their take on the, effectiveness of the scheme today compared to a couple of years back. Let's get interactive with the section of the public.
It's really sad to see that the policy has ended up this way. Because I quite remember those days, we used even to criticize the policy in a way that, when people go for labor, they don't pay anything. And somewhere along the line, we're even criticizing that there will be high dependency ratio because of that. So the poor were really benefiting at the initial stage of it. But today, it is no more like that. I can say most poor people die accidentally because they cannot patronize certain things.
Naomi Dia was a subscriber of the NHIS policy before she decided to opt out. She recounts how some hospital administrators in the Pro East district keyed in drugs covered by the scheme only for her to be told to buy the medicine from outside the facility.
I experienced something like that in precisely Yeji, but I wouldn't mention the name of the hospital. They queue in all right, but the prescription was given to me at the store to go out and buy the drug. So in this way, are you not duping the state? It goes back into individual pockets.
This gentleman here who asked to be interviewed on anonymity says the scheme is worse off today as subscribers of the NHIA are made to pay for almost every service provided by the various health facilities.
Oh, I think it's getting bad because the last time I visited the hospital, they asked me to even pay for the card they gave me because it was my first time going to that hospital. And they asked me to pay for the card, and which I think that one is free always. But I was shocked when they asked me to pay for the card before even seeing the doctor. So I think it's getting worse.
Mariam Alassan's kid brother is currently on admission at one of the private hospitals in Techiman. For 3 to 4 days, Mariam has been made to cough out nearly 1,600 cedis just to buy medicines for her brother who is currently on admission.
In my own experience, now, for
the past 4 days, I have a brother currently on admission, and insurance cannot cover a lab of even 15 Ghana cedis.
So far, 4 days, almost 6 million.
So far, we've spent almost 1,600 Ghana cedis. They'll ask you to go for medications, and when you get to the pharmacy, they'll redirect you to the cashier, and if you don't pay, they won't attend to you.
The situation, according to Mariam, is leading to the death of many, particularly the poor, who cannot afford to pay for quality health care.
Today, if you go to the hospital and you have no money on you, that means you are going back home to die.
But what could be the major contributing factors to the recent underperformance of the NHIS? Some are of the view that corruption on the part of the various health facilities is largely to blame.
I think it's the health workers. That's what I will say, because the system is being corrupt. Everybody, when you get some opportunity, you want to use that opportunity to be a billionaire here in Ghana. So everybody should be blamed. That's what I think.
I normally tell people that all Ghanaians are potential armed robbers. We are bound to dupe the state at any point in time. So I think our hospital administrators, the PROs of the policy, and there's some doctors in the state, they have rendered the policy irrelevant, and the policy has failed due to those people's behavior.
The situation isn't any different in the rural settings where some subscribers say the collapse of the scheme is pushing them into resorting to self-medications. Young Margaret is a mother of 6 who resides in Buama in the Nkranza North District.
Because of what we spend when we go to the hospital, we sometimes decide to buy drugs while at home. Meanwhile, we know very well that that's not helpful to our health, but we have no other option.
To these rural dwellers, the situation is compounding to their difficulties. Apart from paying for transportation from their communities to the nearby health facilities in Nkranza and Techiman, they are also made to pay for their medications.
In the past, insurance covers almost everything, but the situation has changed. We spend money on transportation and then spend on almost every treatment at the hospital.
Others also believe that the only way out is to privatize the scheme in order to save it from total collapse.
I would wish if the policy will go into divestiture rather than government owning it solely, because when it goes through divestiture, a whole lot of things will change. And I think those who took advantage of the policy and then duped the state wouldn't do it that way, because there will be a whole lot of research into it, and then they will keep a whole lot of negative things that are out of it, and then we'll realize the positive aspects of it.
Majority of the people we've been speaking with believe that the National Health Insurance Scheme is currently underperforming. They believe the crippling scheme needs to be attended to by those in charge of the National Health Insurance Authority. They say the current situation of the National Health Insurance Scheme is, burdening the less privileged, and especially those living in rural communities. So they want government's intervention to help save the situation.
We are pleading to the government to sit up. Yes, they should do something about that. That will help the country because people are suffering.
On the streets of Techiman, here in the Buno East region, my name is Anas Sabit, reporting for Joy News.